Gogeta and Vegito are the result of fusion between Goku and Vegeta, achieved through the use of the fusion dance and Patara earrings, respectively. They are both incredibly powerful beings, each with their unique abilities and personalities. If Goku and Vegeta were born as Gogeta and Vegito, it would mean that they would be permanently fused from birth, rather than having to use a technique to merge their bodies temporarily. This would create an entirely new character with a distinct personality, appearance, and power level. It's difficult to say exactly how strong Gogeta and Vegito would be in this scenario since their power level would depend on various factors, such as the strength of their individual components, their fusion stability, and the training they undergo throughout their lives. However, it's safe to assume that they would be extremely powerful and would likely possess a unique set of skills and techniques that are not seen in the current Dragon Ball canon. Ultimately, it's an interesting thought experiment, but it's unlikely that we'll ever see such a scenario play out in the Dragon Ball universe since the concept of fusion is presented as a temporary technique rather than a permanent genetic trait. One of the most significant changes that would occur if Goku and Vegeta were born as fused characters is that they would have a completely different set of physical and personality traits. For example, Gogeta's appearance would be a combination of Goku and Vegeta, and he would likely possess both their personality traits. In contrast, Vegito would resemble a fusion of their bodies and minds, resulting in a new, unique personality. In terms of power level, if Gogeta and Vegito were born as separate entities, they would not have to worry about the time limit that comes with the fusion technique. This would mean that they could maintain their fused form indefinitely and would have a constant power level, making them an unstoppable force in the Dragon Ball universe. However, there are also potential downsides to being born as fused characters. For example, they may not have the same level of control over their powers as they do when they fuse voluntarily, which could cause them to accidentally destroy things or hurt people unintentionally. Additionally, they may have difficulty relating to other characters who are not fused beings, which could impact their social interactions and relationships. Overall, while it's a fascinating concept to consider, the idea of Goku and Vegeta being born as Gogeta and Vegito is purely speculative and not something that has been explored in the Dragon Ball canon. However, it's still an interesting thought experiment and could lead to some exciting fanfiction or fan art. Another interesting aspect to consider is how the other characters in the Dragon Ball universe would react to the existence of permanent fusions like Gogeta and Vegito. The idea of two characters being permanently fused from birth would be a completely new concept to the world of Dragon Ball, and it could have significant implications for the storyline. For example, it's possible that other characters in the series would view Gogeta and Vegito as abominations or freaks of nature, given that they are not traditional Saiyans or humans. On the other hand, they could be viewed as a valuable asset to society due to their immense power and unique abilities. Another interesting scenario to consider is how the other characters would react if Gogeta or Vegito were to become evil. While Goku and Vegeta have both been tempted by evil in the past, their connection to their friends and family has always helped them overcome those impulses. However, if Gogeta or Vegito were to become evil, they would be almost unstoppable, and it could lead to a cataclysmic event in the Dragon Ball universe. Overall, the idea of Goku and Vegeta being born as Gogeta and Vegito opens up a wide range of possibilities for the Dragon Ball universe, and it's fascinating to consider how the story and characters would change as a result. While it's unlikely that this scenario will ever be explored in the official Dragon Ball canon, it's still a fun thought experiment to explore for fans of the series. Gogeta and Vegito, it would also change their relationships with other characters in the series. For example, if Gogeta and Vegito were permanently fused, they would not have individual relationships with characters like Bulma, Chi-Chi, or even their respective children. Instead, they would have a single, unified relationship with each character, which could lead to some interesting dynamics. On the other hand, it's possible that being permanently fused would also allow Gogeta and Vegito to connect with characters in a deeper way than they would otherwise. For example, if they were born as fused beings, they would have a unique perspective on life that other characters might find fascinating or insightful. Another aspect to consider is how the existence of permanent fusions like Gogeta and Vegito would impact the storyline. One possibility is that it could lead to a new era of peace and prosperity in the Dragon Ball universe, as their power would make them nearly invincible against any potential threats. Alternatively, their existence could also attract new, powerful enemies who seek to take them down, leading to even more dangerous battles than before. Overall, the idea of Goku and Vegeta being born as Gogeta and Vegito opens up a wide range of possibilities for how the story, characters, and relationships in the Dragon Ball universe would evolve. While it's a purely hypothetical scenario, it's still an interesting concept to explore and could lead to some exciting new ideas for the series. Another interesting aspect to consider is how the power levels of Gogeta and Vegito would compare to their fused counterparts in the canon Dragon Ball universe. In the series, Goku and Vegeta have both achieved levels of power that exceed even their fused forms, such as Ultra Instinct Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. If Gogeta and Vegito were born as fused beings, it's possible that they would have a different maximum power level, as their power would not come from a temporary fusion but from their inherent nature. Additionally, their power levels could fluctuate depending on their physical and mental states, which could create some unpredictable situations in battles. Another interesting scenario to consider is how Gogeta and Vegito would interact with other fused characters in the Dragon Ball universe, such as Gotenks and Kefla. Would they see each other as allies or rivals? Would they be able to work together effectively in battle, or would their fused natures create conflicts between them? Finally, it's worth considering how the introduction of permanently fused beings like Gogeta and Vegito would impact the overall narrative of the Dragon Ball universe. Would they be viewed as a new type of being that could change the course of history, or would they simply be another aspect of the rich tapestry of characters that make up the series? Overall, the idea of Goku and Vegeta being born as Gogeta and Vegito has the potential to change many aspects of the Dragon Ball universe, from character relationships and power levels to the overall narrative structure of the series. While it's a purely speculative scenario, it's fascinating to explore and could lead to some exciting new ideas for Dragon Ball fans.